4 minutes.
Now, a lot of things have been said, a lot of numbers have been thrown out at you, and a lot of facts have been spouted out. I found it interesting that there were two completely different estimates given by the same side, estimating at 1.3 and then 1.7 trillion dollars. I'm a little curious as to how that number changed in the course of a few minutes. One of the things that we did touch on was that, you know, they're saying that these policies, these private company Obamacare policies, are expanding or inflating the prices of healthcare. And what they're not taking into account is to even have to pay in full for a private policy like that, you have to be making less than the national average or national poverty level at 400%. So for a family of 4, that would be approximately $94,000 a year. So if you're making less than $94,000 a year, you do not qualify for Medicaid, which means you would have to buy a private policy. Now that private policy can cost you money, but even if you do make more than that $94,000 a year with a family of 4, there are subsidies and there are tax breaks for you paying for these medical costs. So you're not even really paying the whole amount anyway. Not to mention that now that employers are required to provide health insurance for their full-time employees, and I don't know a lot of full-time employees who are going to be, or a lot of people who are going to be making $94,000 a year and not be a full-time employee, which means that they're automatically going to get covered by their company, and in turn their children will be covered through their health coverage as well. A lot of what they talked about was with costs, but as you can see, they're not even straight on, or they're not even uniform on what the costs are actually going to be. They're not mentioning the fact that 82% of adults, according to the Medicaid website, actually qualify for the free or low cost insurance every year. So they're not going to be paying the entire balance of their premiums. And one of the things that they mentioned was the Congressional Budget Office was the one who estimated these things, but when I read the Wall Street Journal article written by someone from the Congressional Budget Office, it actually estimates that it will reduce the budget deficit by $143 billion by the 10-year mark of this being in place. Without this health coverage, it's only going to get worse. Yes, it will cost taxpayers money, but in the long run, it will benefit all of us. And there's no reason really to believe otherwise.